All eyes on Doge. Big run up. To the moon. Whew. Doge still going up. All eyes on Doge. Still big run up. To the moon. Keep going up. Going up. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin. Upward movement in Doge. Dogecoin. Up. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin. Upward movement in Doge. Dogecoin. 42.69. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin.
Hey everybody, Kriss here. Welcome on a Tuesday afternoon, evening, morning, night, wherever you are. It's Tuesday afternoon for me. How you doing? Hey, look, Dogecoin's up. Price is up. That's good, right? Price is up. We got Dogecoin up. We got a lot of other cryptos up, kind of in the green. Bitcoin's been kind of level. Crow. We'll look at the Crow token. Kronos from crypto.com is way up, blasting off today. So that's kind of fun. And yes, Adam, what in the kind of world Polish question is that? But yet somebody said no. Who's the 10 percenters that vote no on you? What, you don't want the price to go up? Oh, it was just for the fun of it. Up, exactly, right? We all just want the price to go up. But there's other stuff going on with Dogecoin that I just want to make you aware of. I'm not going to get too deep into it, but there's just some stuff out there that I should at least touch on. Again, I'm not going to go way in deep. I just like, it's all happening, and I just want you to be aware of it because it does involve Doge. And maybe something that we can refer back to at some point in time if some of the stuff actually comes out. So, somebody's voting no because you want the price to go down so you can buy more at a lower price. I should have figured that. So 10% of you just want to buy more Doge at a lower price. Okay, maybe I should have had a few more options here in the poll, but vote in the poll anyway. The yeses and the nos. Do you just want the price to go up or not? So let's get into it. Let me get through the news here because I just want to cover it because, I mean, most of us, we don't care about this stuff, right? You don't care. You just want the price to go up. But there's a lot of factors involved with Doge. There's a lot of people who work on Doge. And there's a lot of people who really care about Dogecoin that isn't all price related. So we're just going to cover it because it is what it is, right? So House of Doge, right? Some people are down on the House of Doge. I think they're building something. It's going to come. You know, they've done these little partnerships, you know, not enough for us, not fast enough, not big enough, all of that. We've covered that. But they're still here. They're still here. And they believe in adoption of Dogecoin, right? The community push for adoption is amazing, like McDonald's. And I posted last week, right? Wouldn't it be fun, like McDonald's, Doge, all of that, right? We have kind of fun with that with McDonald's. But would Dogecoin really work as a currency with McDonald's? And that is what House of Doge is saying. Many don't understand without continuous tech upgrades and major improvements to transaction speeds, then adoption isn't really a reality. Just as Dogecoin is, it could not work just as it is as a proof of work cryptocurrency for mass adoption. The blockchain would get all bogged up, right? But we do have companies working on solutions for that, though. It's just not out today. But as House of Doge builds out our first merchant app, the largest risk is TPS, or transactions per second, and the limit of the network. Basic math on the customer base we already have waiting for our tools will bring Dogecoin's throughput into question. Some want Doge to stay small and cater to small businesses like independent coffee shops, and that's okay. But Dogecoin is too good to be held back. House of Doge says, unleash the hounds. It's time for Dogecoin. So House of Doge is working on a merchant app. So this is good, right? A lot of people wondering, how can I accept Dogecoin, right? So a merchant app that somehow is able to skirt by the 1 minute, right? 1 minute time delay for the time for, and it's a max 1 minute on a new block being created on the Dogecoin blockchain. So, and does the blockchain, if there's a lot of transactions going on, does it get messed up? It's never been tested like that before. The Dogecoin blockchain has never been tested like that. So is it layer 2? Good question, Sloth. Yes. I believe it is. I mean, there's been a lot of talk about layer 2, but there's also been talk about other ways to skirt around it that isn't a true layer 2, like Base and Optimism and Arbitrum are on Ethereum. There's another way around it where it's not just an independent layer 2, and it doesn't like all work outside of the blockchain and then roll up to the blockchain like every hour or every day or something like that. I don't know all the details of it yet. So we wait and we'll see what that is. But that's kind of the big thing, right? If Dogecoin is going to become utility as a real currency, House of Doge is saying, look, we got to do something, right? And we're working on something, but there's limitations of the Dogecoin blockchain for transactions per second. Because we know it can do a lot of transactions per minute because that's how Dogecoin is made. But if you're getting up at like the Visa levels, right, credit card levels of transactions per second, that's a different thing. So there's that. And there's proof of stake, things like Algorand is talking about. We can do, hundreds, thousands of transactions per second, whatever the number is, because it's proof of, they're not waiting for every minute for a new block. But proof of stake cryptocurrencies have other challenges to them, right? Other big challenges. That Dogecoin is a proof of work cryptocurrency is much more fair and honest as opposed to the proof of stakes. So we have that. And Fatumi says it's obvious, no matter proof of work or proof of stake, you got to work hard to stay up to date. Technology is improving very fast. Lots of people just want to keep earning money from mining, right? So the whole mining side of it, it's the energy that keeps Dogecoin going, is the mining, right? That is what is creating new blocks on the blockchain, is through the mining. Validating all the transactions on the blockchain. So much like how Bitcoin works, but with Doge, what the idea is that it's only 1 minute versus 10 minutes, and you get a lot more transactions going per minute on Dogecoin. So the mining is what supports the network. I'm not sure this shows a strong love for Dogecoin, though, on the mining side, if miners are just going to sell their Doge for fiat. Now, I'm getting into mining because I want to support the network and I just want to support Dogecoin. But there are many who are into it just to make a profit. I get that. Dogecoin is money. Crypto is money. People want to make money. And some of you just want the price to go up, right? But there's other things going on that I just want to talk about here. So there's that to start with. Now, what comes into, and we've mentioned this the past week or so, because there's this 51% attack, right, possibility on the Dogecoin blockchain. This group, they attacked Monero just to prove that they could, and Monero's price dropped. And then there was this thing, they're gonna attack Dogecoin. There's no way they could. Dogecoin's way too big to attack. So there's this whole 51% attack thing. But that got the Dogecoin Foundation guy, Tim Stebbing, that we've talked about. And he spoke out about the rumors about this possible 51% attack, making it clear the project is not under threat in any way. Dogecoin remains strong, built on decentralization, guided by the will of the community, rejecting the idea that there's any central control or hidden plan. So that's what Tim puts out there. But then he goes into this whole thing about proof of work versus proof of stake. And there is this idea before the community about changing Dogecoin to a proof of stake crypto, which he seems to support, the foundation seems to support, but yet most of the community does not support. And so there's a friction going on right now. There's a friction going on between the Dogecoin community and the Dogecoin Foundation. So I just want to put that out there too. There's a whole group of people that are anti-Dogecoin Foundation, completely against it. So just letting you guys know, if you want to know more about this, you can do your own research. You can search on X under Dogecoin Foundation. You can find a whole bunch of stuff to read about, and you can go down the rabbit hole all you want. But I'm just letting you know, at a high level here, there's stuff going on. And not everybody's happy. And there's a little disagreement going on. It's not major, but it's disagreement. So in the end, Dogecoin is open source. It's open source. I mean, someone asked Billy Marcus, like, Billy, what do you feel about like the block size and like the rewards for, mining and all of that? And Billy said, it's open source. Anybody could just change it. And you get enough of the community to support it, vote on it, right? You get the miners to go along with it. Dogecoin can be changed. It's open source. That's it. But Billy said, that's it. It's open source. And Billy wants nothing to do with it. Billy's just having fun, He's just like, I'm going to live my life, So that's going on. And Tim Stebbing says, look, one final point. I think the OG Dogecoin core team were a very strong force together for many years. Their strengths complemented each other very well. Some people were kind of abrasive sometimes. Others had gung-ho confidence. Some were balanced in the middle. They're all people. And these people who were the core team, they were volunteering their time to support Dogecoin. They weren't getting paid. There was no salary. There's no company, right? The Dogecoin Corporation paying people, right? It's not like Ripple. Ripple's a corporation, and they got a bunch of people that work and make a salary, which of course gets paid for by Ripple selling a bunch of XRP tokens. But that's another story. Dogecoin doesn't have that. On Dogecoin, these people have volunteered their time for the love of Dogecoin, right? Anti-fiat, anti-bank, all that stuff we've talked about, right? And they want Dogecoin to be the fun-loving, meme cryptocurrency. But in the end, it is still money, right? But how do they get paid? There's a tip jar. There's a so-called tip jar. Now, I don't know how to get to the tip jar. I don't know how you tip them. You'll have to figure that out if you want to tip them. But then there's other people saying, well, the tip jar has been looted before, right? And who actually controls the tip jar? And there's all that stuff going on too. And you can go down all those rabbit holes if you want. I'm just letting you know this stuff is out there. Just so you know. Just so you know. Dogecoin co-creator Billy Marcus, he just had an interview with these guys from Avalanche, which was kind of interesting. I mean, his thoughts are basically, look, crypto is just a fun thing. They ask him about Web3, and he's just like, Web3? It's like, I generally don't even like the term Web3. It's just like this meaningless buzzword, Web3, right? He says, I used to feel engineers were the most important people because they do the work. But nowadays, I think it's the product people, the good marketing people, and others are just as important for success. So it's no longer based on engineering. It's how you market it, right? How you package it, how you promote it. So we got that going on. What's one buzzword we need to retire? Web3. But it's a fun little article. He doesn't really say too much. They do talk about, he was the co-creator of Dogecoin. He was a software engineer and turned a joke into a cryptocurrency that became Dogecoin, which is one of the most recognizable digital assets in the world, which is true. That's what Dogecoin is. So, but he's not involved in Dogecoin. He still gets asked about it. He's just like, I'm not involved. He still thinks crypto is just fun. Just have fun with it. Don't take it too seriously. Whatever. Price will go up. People will make money. So what? That'll happen. So there's that. All right. Now, another thing, just to let you know, there's another guy called the Red Rider, and I don't know if you know him on X, but cool guy, supporting Dogecoin, writing a lot about Dogecoin. And he kind of came out of the blue, maybe, I don't know, 6 months ago. I don't know how long ago. But he showed up and he starts talking about all things Dogecoin. And it kind of happened about the same time the House of Doge showed up, which got people thinking whether this guy was part of House of Doge. Is there something going on there? Or is he tied in with the Dogecoin Foundation somehow because of Tim Stebbing? And now Tim has gone from the Dogecoin Foundation to be like a co-partner or have some other arrangement with the House of Doge. And my good friend Salty. So I don't know if you know who this guy is on Salty. Some of you may follow him. I don't know. So I've known Salty for years, back in 2021. But Salty's one of these, let's call him sort of an extreme coffeezilla when it comes to crypto and particularly Dogecoin. He gets into all the conspiracy theories, right? And he starts questioning everything. And he's got a bunch of minions that follow him, and they just keep like anything that Salty does is like the right thing, not to be questioned. The minions don't question him, right? And a lot of them don't like me. That's okay. I tell it like it is. They don't like me. I'm just like, whatever. But Salty's questioning this guy. He says, the dude is not legit. He's one of the typical plants the foundation has thrown so many times at you, disguised as independent people who in reality are just here to manipulate you. And I'm just like, whoa. So just letting you know, there's this stuff going on out there. And the reason this happens is because there's money involved and there's greed involved. And this is bull market stuff. This stuff doesn't happen in a bear market, right? Nobody cares about this stuff in the bear market, but we're in a bull market now. So this stuff is happening and it's out there. And I'm just letting you know. If you're interested, you can do a deep dive yourself and you can just start, Googling this stuff and searching on the X Twitter platform and seeing what's going on. But I'm just letting you know that this stuff is going on out there around Dogecoin. Now, when something significant happens on this front, I'll bring it to you and I'll let you know what's going on. But this is just a highlight. I'm not going to do any deep dive into any of this stuff because it's noise right now. None of that is really legitimate. But I did want to let you know you've bought into something called Dogecoin. And most of you didn't do research, really a lot of research in what actually Dogecoin is. You've learned a lot from me and I educate a lot, right? What's going on with Doge, what it's about. But there's all this stuff out there too. But in the end, a lot of us just want the price to go up, right? That's it, the price to go up and we can make money. That's what most of us got into Doge for, right? Let's make some money. I just want the price to go up. I still can't believe it. Now 11% of you had voted no in the poll. It's like, wait, no, we all want the price to go up. We just want the price to go up. And then one last thing is this, just letting you know. George is letting people know, scam alert, fraudulent phone calls are being made to Binance customers claiming to be support and urging users to change their API settings. CEO Richard Tang issued a warning reminding that Binance will never ask its users for passwords or credentials over the phone. Stay vigilant. So good reminder. And we saw that. We saw this with Coinbase. It was last week or the week before, where there were these emails coming out to Coinbase customers. Coinbase support was reaching out. Stay vigilant, right? Watch out for scams. This stuff happens in bull markets as well. So this is what you get. I'm getting like all these text messages about my PayPal, right? It's like security code, PayPal security code. And then if you didn't ask for this, right, you need to hit this button. And I'm just like, I ain't touching that button. I am not touching that button. No, 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 no. I got the same thing, like an eBay phishing email, right? That you need to reset your password. Click this link. And I'm just like, yeah, no, I'm not clicking that link. No way. And countless other things all the time. The scammers, the hackers are out there. Be very careful. Stay vigilant, as George says. This is bull market stuff, guys. There's money out there. The scammers will be out there too. So be careful. All right, let's get into some Q&A. How's everybody doing? What is going on, guys? What is going on? First, I do want to salute again Forks for a super sticker earlier. Appreciate it, man. Thank you very much. Thanks for the support. Christian, can't listen to the haters. They will drown you and take all your time. Exactly. And I don't. And I don't. I'm just letting you guys know that there's this stuff going on out there and you don't have to pay any attention to it unless you want to. Unless you want to. Loving the green candles. Nice recovery day today. Better just to buy the coins that have lasted the test of time, and that would be Doge. Doge has no cap. Now, if more than half the community, including more than half the miners, want to put a cap on Dogecoin, they can vote for it, and that can happen. It would be a fork, most likely, or a fork of Dogecoin would be created, and then you'd have the OG Dogecoin, and then you'd have a cap Dogecoin, right? Then there'd be two Dogecoins out there. And that would totally confuse people. It's happened before, though. There's 2 ETHs. There's 3 Bitcoins. There may be a 4th. I don't know. There's at least 3 Bitcoins. And there's 2 ETHs. Did you know that? Yeah. 3 Bitcoins and 2 ETHs. There's only 1 Dogecoin. But there could be a second. If you get enough people, enough miners going along to put a cap on Doge, you could have a fork. You could have a new Dogecoin. That could be done. That's the way it works. Is it better to buy low cap coins to get rich? It's not better. There's more risk involved with low cap coins. That's the thing. There's more risk. Okay? So if you want to use a little bit of your portfolio to chase a low cap coins, go for it. But which ones do you choose? How do you know? Which are the ones that are going to go way up and which aren't? That's the challenge. I'm hearing a lot about like Doge Elon Mars, right? Which was this darling like token from 2021 that is down like 99%. And there's a lot of talk going on about, oh, now's the time to buy into Doge Elon Mars because it's going to skyrocket. because it's down so bad. The price is so low. We're going to make so much money. And I'm like, that was a token from last cycle. There's nobody says Doge Elon Mars is going up this fall. It might, and you might be able to make some money on it, but are you willing to risk that with your money on something that is still down 99% from its high in 2021? So just be careful out there. Just be careful. Everyone like the stream? What's up? What can I tell you about Jasmy? Yeah, we've been talking about it on and off for the past week. Some people have asked questions about it. It's the under review on Binance. No, it just means that Binance has never supported Jasmy as a full cryptocurrency on its platform. And this has gone on for years, right? It's still in the let's wait and see thing. The Jasmy community has been continually trying to get Binance to change that designation, and Binance hasn't. Why that is, I don't know. I don't know what's going on there between Binance and Jasmy. I have no idea. It is kind of harmful to Jasmy, though. Binance should get rid of that. Jasmy it's a top 200, top 100 now coin. I mean, it's like, I don't know why Binance keeps that there. There are people you can't win with. Exactly. I voted up, just not too high. 11 people voted no. You don't want Doge to go up. Come on, everybody vote yes in the poll. We need more yeses. Doge is on sale. Yes. You watched the Trump meeting. Sounds positive. Yeah, Trump always tries to sound positive. I'm sure there was probably stuff said that is kind of questionable, but I didn't watch it. I was busy finishing my work and setting up for this. So, yeah, interesting stuff going on with Doge. There is. Everyone liked the stream. Get out of here, bottom 10%. Don't need your negativity. They just want the price to go down so they can buy in lower orbit. That's all. Nobody really wants the price of Dogecoin to go down. Hey, Demi, how are you? Promoted from meme coin to serious coin with funny dogs. Yes. Andrew, I want it to go up, but at the same time, the longer it takes, the more I can accumulate. Yeah. Hey, Beast, how are you? Glad you're here. What a difference 24 hours makes. I know, summer of chop, right? It is just the summer of chop. Yesterday, doom and gloom. Today, everyone's like, hey, feeling pretty good now. Up and down, up and down. We've been talking about it all summer long. Oh. I only want to sell Doge eventually because I can't do much else with it yet. If I could buy 90% of the things I need with Doge, I would hold on to it and use it. That's the dilemma, isn't it, Nick? And it's the same with Bitcoin. You see all these people, right, that are wealthy because of Bitcoin, and they say never sell your Bitcoin, right? Including one Michael Saylor, but yet he's very, very rich. How do you think that happened? How do you think he got really, really rich without selling his Bitcoin? You know he sold some. You know he did. You never sell your Bitcoin unless you got to buy a new car or new house, right? That's crypto, and crypto will always have that going on. How about Crow? Look at Crow. Look what happened to Crow this morning. Big jump in the price this morning, up 35% today for crypto.com and the Crow token. Now I have about 30,000 Crow tokens now. I have been grinding on crypto.com. I do have a link in the description below if you want to join crypto.com that I've been talking about for a couple of years. And I have been accumulating Crow through doing the things online. And when you trade, you get diamonds and you collect your diamonds and then you trade them for the mystery box and you open the box and you get free Crow. And then you take your Crow and you stake your Crow to earn more Crow. And over time, I have accumulated 30,000 Crow tokens. So to wake up this morning and see this nice big red candle and Crow up over 20 cents, I'm like, yes, now we're talking. And that's just the start. Crow is going to go higher. We were just actually talking about Crow the other day. And I was like, you know, as an exchange token, crypto.com is one to watch for because it has this huge potential. And it has been very high before. We looked at the chart from, I mean, it was up at this price again back in December, late November, early December. This is where Crow was. So now we got this big cup, right? This big cup over the last 8 months. But we scroll back and we see where it was back here in 2021. And it was like over 75 cents. So there's this blue line right there is a 75-cent line. And I was like, well, if we look at these early 2022 little runs, that came up at a resistance of about 50 cents. So I was thinking 50 cents would be a target to take profits on Crow. So far, it's only gone up to 20 cents, like 3 times during this bull market. Is Crow going to continue up and make this big, huge green candles going up to 50 cents? It could. It could. I don't count anything out this fall. Who are the winners going to be this fall? I don't know. But Crow token may be one of them. So I got a bunch of them now. That's looking nice. The point of currency, after all, is to exchange it for things. Yes. And if you can't directly, but you need to buy something, unfortunately, then you need to sell the cryptocurrency for fiat and use the fiat to buy something. Unfortunately. Fiat still rules the world, not crypto. What would Dogecoin have to do to upgrade it from being transactions per minute to transactions to second? It would have to go over to proof of stake. That's what it would have to do. It would be a completely different cryptocurrency. If it was a proof of stake, it didn't have to rely on new blocks to be made, mining, to verify transactions. All that would have to go away. If you have to verify transactions by a third party, you can't get that TPS up. So, like we talked about a while back, we will eventually need Doge to buy video games because Visa is dictating which games you are allowed to buy or not. Wow, really? Little conspiracy theory against Visa, huh? Wow, hadn't heard that. Gotta love the exchange tokens. I know, right? Hyperliquid going bonkers. BitGet token going bonk. I mean, just they all do at times. You were down after the bear sweeping up. Due to my energy costs, I would be happy with proof of stake depending on the entry level. Hit the like button. Good disclosures. Hit the freaking like button. I will hit it. Everyone like. ETH 4,600. Close. Just touched it. But yes, that's a good climb back for ETH. Yeah, yesterday was tough. And we were live yesterday at this point, right? Bitcoin was here, 1095. And I labeled that during the live. And we said that could be the bottom, right? That could be the bottom. Dipped a little bit lower later that night, last night. But now we're recovering back up to 111. So as I pointed out in this morning's video, though, watch out for next week, right? Watch out for next week. You're waiting on a check to clear? The banks, again, Randy. It's the stupid banks waiting on a check to clear. Isn't that ridiculous? Why do you have to wait on a check to clear? You shouldn't. Money's money. Instantaneous. That 11% can just go ahead and exit out of YouTube. And it's still 11%. Come on, guys. Vote yes. Hit that poll. Hit the yes button. Can't believe that. And at the end of the day, one Doge always equals one Doge. Picked up 10,000 Doge and 10,000 Pengu yesterday on the dip. Nice Yankee. Nice. So not only do we know KrissPax, the biggest holder and market maker of Doge, but he's also undercover House of Doge operative. You found me out. You found me out. Just letting you know there's this other stuff going on out there. The web of Doge is vast. Doge Classic. Can you imagine? That'd be so confusing. Just like it is with Ethereum. People see Ethereum Classic and they, wait, what's that? Isn't it just Ethereum? Actually, Ethereum Classic was the OG ETH. And Vitalik and whoever else, right? I don't know all the history of it, but they took ETH a different direction. And that's the big ETH that we know is not the old ETH, it's the new ETH. The old ETH is the ETH Classic. Kind of interesting. Yeah, ETC, exactly. ETH Classic. And there's 3 Bitcoins. I've been buying Dogecoin for years, increasing coin count. One thing I know is that if you buy and hold, you will be in profit. I know. Who was that yesterday saying like only 5% of crypto traders are in profit? Well, traders was the key word. You don't trade it. You buy in the dips and you hold. If you do that, then 95% are in profit. 95%. Dogecoin Cash. Let's call it Dogecoin Cash. That would confuse people so much. But it could be done. It could be done. I get paid on Friday. That was a song by Joe Jackson. She gets paid on Friday, Friday. Fun song. Khan voted 11 times. No. Chadwick voted no. Do I think Doge will hit $1? Maybe. Cool, man. I'm not expecting it. I'm really not. The hype would have to be so big to get back to $1. This cycle, I'm not expecting it. Dream, you bought in at 21.47, a little more Doge. Nice. What do I think about XRP? Is it really centralized? Yes. Is it easy to manipulate? Yes. By Ripple itself. Well, not easy to manipulate, let's say. because I don't think they really manipulate it, but they do sell a lot of XRP tokens. And they still own half of all the XRP tokens are held by Ripple. So you think that's centralized? I do. Can you make money on XRP? Sure. There's enough of the XRP army out there that will do everything they can to boost the price, but so you can make money on it. Even I made money on XRP, but I'm not supporting it as a crypto. I don't even consider it a cryptocurrency. If they're going to go and support like CBDCs and banks and governments, is that really a cryptocurrency? I don't think so. Thinking dip first week of September. Yep. I showed it in this morning's video. I showed it in yesterday morning's video. I showed it in yesterday's live stream. Wait. It's Nate. Long time watcher, curious about your subscriber goal. The subscriber count does go up as the price goes up. There is definitely a correlation. Last November and into the first part of December, on a percentage-wise, I gained more new subs than at any other time for this channel. Went up a lot. So this fall, if we have another big boom, you will see KrissPax's, I mean, I'll be at 30,000, 40,000 subs if that happens. The dead cat bounce. Oh, don't be saying dead cat bounce around Pax Cat. He doesn't like that. I'm expecting another pullback next week. That's all. Don't invest what you're willing to lose. It is still risky. It still is cryptocurrencies. There's no guaranteed gains. I mean, I'm talking about all this stuff about this fall and prices going up. It's not guaranteed. Anything can happen. Staking Doge sounds cool. Well, but if you want to tie up your Doge to support the network and then earn extra Doge by doing that. I mean, that's basically what Solana is, right? Proof of stake. You stake your Solana, you earn Solana as a reward for tying up your Solana stake. And there's a bunch of proof of stake, right? That's what they do it for. But Solana can be completely manipulated. There's a huge wallet full of Solana tokens that were insider created, right? FTX was involved in it somehow. I mean, there's all this stuff going on about what is really Solana, right? So Dogecoin, as it is, fair launch, no insiders, no devs, no airdrops, right? None of that. Purely decentralized. So if there's a faction that takes Dogecoin and makes it proof of stake, games are going to be played. Stuff is going to happen. It's going to be bad. It's just going to be nasty. And I don't think we should do that. Let's let the developers work out layer 2, layer 1.5 solutions, right? On how Dogecoin can work better. And let's make it work. The technology is there to do that. We've seen it on ETH. Layer 2s. It can work. So let's see what Doge OS, let's see what the teams are doing to make that happen. That's what I say. I personally would have sold this pump if I were in Crow. Yeah, I'm just not selling until the fall. So if it comes back down to like 18, 17, again, I've held Crow as I've been gaining Crow. I mean, most of it is still held over a year, but more recently I've been gaining some that will end up being short-term capital gains. But between long-term and short-term, if I want to pay all those taxes, I'm just going to let it run. Because then you sell here, you want it to go back down. I don't want the price to go back down. I just want it to go up. So I'm not doing swing trading. Not taking profits yet either. How much is the tax on a DGO1? I haven't ordered mine yet. Next week. So I don't have it yet ordered. Others have ordered it though. And I heard from someone in Canada that was about like $150. But you get $200 off if you use my coupon code. BTC and ETH dropped massively, but Doge didn't. Doge is showing resistance. ETH is back up. ETH is back up. Doge is back up. Bitcoin, not really. Bitcoin's still down. That's the main difference. It's Bitcoin versus the alts. The alts are bouncing back very nice, but Bitcoin isn't, which means retail is driving this market now. That's right. It runs up this week, sells off next week, and then from there, we move. That scenario is definitely in the cards. I should post the names of the 11%. If only I knew that it doesn't track it. It doesn't track it. The day you wake up and see Doge has pumped 40%, then you'll know it's supposed to. That's true. Yep. Just like we see 35% in Crow today. That big green candle. Right? Boom. We shall see, but don't call me Bud. My name's not Bud. Don't call me Bud, please. Don't call me Bud. Thank you. It's funny. If you take a check to the bank, it takes days to clear, but if you cash it and then deposit it, it's available. The banks are stupid. It's absolutely stupid. Yeah, I have no control on how other people, some come into crypto at the wrong time and they buy at the high, right? That happens, right? There are a lot of people now who are not aware of cryptocurrencies, right? It's not even on their radar. Just like you and I were some years ago. Same thing. Not even on your radar. And what's going to happen this fall, the market's going to go crazy, maybe, right? But let's just play it out. The market's going to go crazy. Prices are going to be going up. It's going to be out in the news, like the Bitcoin, Dogecoin, Ethereum, like all of this is going to be in the news, all this money that's being made, and someone's going to come in and they're going to buy the top. In fact, a lot of people are going to come in and buy the top. It happened in 2021, happened in 2017. They don't understand market cycles. It's going to happen again. And you're going to get the same thing happening again next bear market. You're going to have a lot of people who bought the height of the bull, and they're new, and they're wondering what's happening. Price is going down. It's just going to happen again. So, and I would try and educate them that you buy in the bear market. Buy in the bear market. I have friends that text me about buying when it's pumped 200%. Last time they text me was the top of the market. Exactly, right? That's just how it works. Because they're not aware of this stuff like we are. They're not looking at it every day. They don't understand what the dips are and what the market cycles are and all of that. Liquidation tests, liquidations. So we do have some shorts getting wiped out here. Fart coin, got some fart coin shorts. Let's see what the big ones have been. Actually, ETH coming back down in the past 10 minutes. But at the beginning of the stream, we had ETH, Mantle, Solana, some more ETHs, XRP, more ETHs, XRP, Solana, Bitcoin, XRP. So those were the shorts. But now we've got a little pullback going right there, and they just took out some new leverage longs just right there. God. Gamblers will be gamblers, right? Gamblers will be gamblers. Yeah, still a lot of new leverage longs in Bitcoin just sitting down here. Just sitting down here. Down to 108 on Bitcoin. Slowly taking out some of the shorts. But there are a lot of longs down there. Danger. Danger. Doge. Same. 20.75. $4.8 million leverage long right there, just at that big yellow line. Took out some shorts, took out some good ones. $5 million right there, 21.6. So taking out some shorts, but these longs down here definitely have a target on them. You let me know when you get that text. Yeah, because it'll be the end of the bull market this time. 19 cents. I'm not predicting a dip that low. And this whole talk about the Russell 2000. I mean, you've been watching VP or something. The Russell 2000 has nothing to do with crypto. It has nothing to do with it. VP goes and talks about that all the time, and I'm just like, it has nothing to do with it. The Russell 2000 has nothing to do with crypto. There are many times they've been totally divergent. Crypto pumping, Russell dumping. Happens all the time. But that's a VP thing. You go watch him if you believe that. I don't. Most likely not going to see $1 Doge, most likely 50 cents. Exactly. It's nothing to do with Doge. Now, if the whole market is going up, then the Russell's going up and Doge is going up, crypto market going up, S&P going up. Yes, then they all go up together. But the Russell 2000 hitting certain targets, like breaking out of its previous highs where resistance is, you're talking about resistance in a fund, a mutual fund. Mutual funds don't have resistance. Nobody trades a mutual fund. The mutual fund is made up of a whole bunch of individual stocks. It's a stupid concept. But I get why people do it, because the charts show it. It's a mutual fund. People. It can take up to a month to get your tokens from Ethereum to get them unstaked. And that's the thing. And that's what they want. They want you to commit your tokens, right, to the staking thing so that more are held instead of being traded. And that's what they rely on for security. because there's no mining, there's no validating transactions on the blockchain. That doesn't happen in proof of stake. Proof of work, agreed. We don't need more drama. Is it fun? Not the kind that goes on with the Dogecoin stuff. That's not fun. October. Again, first half of September, I'm predicting some red. So just be careful. A lot of it is timing. Yes, David. When you buy. And like I said, people are coming now and saying, what's a good coin to buy for a 10x? And I'm like, you're asking me in 2025. 2 years ago, there were a lot of coins to buy where you'd get a 10x. Even I got a 10x. I made a 10x on Jasmine. Woohoo! 10x. But I bought it 2 years ago. I'm not buying it today and expecting a 10x because we're already in the 4th year of a 4-year cycle. We're in the 4th year. So it is when you buy, right? I couldn't have done with my house what I wouldn't do that now. I wouldn't sell my house and put it all in the crypto market now. But 2 years ago, 2.5, when Bitcoin was at $15,600, that was the time to do it. And that's when I did it. Hello. Dogecoin ETF will not be early. They'll do just like what they did with Bitcoin and ETH. They'll wait right up till the day before. We're not going to hear until October 15th or 16th. That's my guess. Do you think there will be an altcoin season in Q4? Yes. I think it'll be very quick, though. It'll be like a month, maybe. A month. People like the cap idea. I know. I get it. It'll be messy. It'll be messy. It'll be confusing. Do, 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 do. 25 basis point cut usually don't trigger that market much. It'll trigger something. I doubt they would go to 50 basis point move. I think they would be 25 in September, and let's see what happens before October. All right, Con, I got it. If we all do only good every day, everything will end up just fine. It sounds good. They're 14, but it's like, yeah, there's still stuff going on. Not everybody lives by the Doge mantra. I almost feel sorry for people who don't own any XRP. If they only knew what's about to happen. So what's about to happen? And is that going to make XRP go up at a higher percentage from here than Dogecoin? Because I don't think so. Yeah, TradeX is Con. He is Con. Are there calculators to use how much I'm going to be taxed? Stickman. Yes, I want the magic calculator, right? Just put in the number and just spits it out. Yeah. No, even I say that too. Russell 2000 is not correlated to Doge. It is not. I have looked at it. There are some short periods of time where it looks like it is somewhat related. It's coincidence, Con. It is coincidence. It's called market coincidence. I'm staking my crow right on the crypto.com app. They give out different APRs depending on how long you stake it. They have a new 20% APR if you stake for 12 months. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not staking for 12 months, even for 20% APR, because it's going to double in price. And then I'm going to sell it at like 40 or 50 cents. I don't want it tied up for a year to get 20%. But you're like, 20%, that's pretty good for a year return. But I'm going to get 100% in the next 2 months. So that's the way I'm thinking of it. And I'm going to sell it. And then we're going to go in the bear market. I'll buy back in at a lower price or something. I don't know. But that's what I'm thinking about Crow. No, I don't stake the Crow immediately. I gather it up, and every 3 months I restake. That's what I've been doing. But my 3-month period just came up. And I don't remember what exactly the APR was for that 3-month period. But I earned more Crow. And I'm not restaking it now. We're 2 months away from a giant run in the market, I believe. And I don't want my tokens locked up in a staking thing where I can't sell them. That's the mentality I have now. But I have been staking them every 3 months for the past couple of years, which has earned me a lot of additional Crow tokens doing that. But now I'm looking for like this big run that we just had here this morning on Crow. That's going to happen again and again. And then I'm going to take profit, which will be better than the 20% for holding for a year. And then who knows, a year from now, in the summer of 2026, I don't know what the Crow price is going to be. It might be less than 20 cents. So I'm not playing that game. September crash. It's not going to be a crash. It's going to be a pullback sometime in the first week, I predict. I came at it at the right time, but didn't sell high. Lesson learned. Me too. Exactly. I came at the right time in 2021, but did not sell high. Lesson learned. Take profits. Exactly. The time is ticking on the Dogecoin ETF launch. Yeah, I don't think September. I think it's going to be more October. XRPs wasn't delayed. It's just it goes through these review processes. XRP still has the same date for the final SEC deadline. That doesn't get delayed. Can't change that. See, again, I know you're going on about Russell, and VP talks about it all the time. I get it. But it's a sign of what the market is doing. The Russell is not the indicator. Okay? It's not. It's not. But I get what you're saying, and you trade by it, and you love it. That's great. Go for it. If the Russell goes up, that means everything's going up. I'm happy. But Doge doesn't go up because the Russell does. That's all I'm saying. Sunday will be my September price prediction video. It'll be Sunday. Right, correlated in bull markets. But no causation there. Coming to get the longs. Going to be a roller coaster. You can count on it, TW. They're going to get it. All right, Con. Every time I've tuned into VP, he's talking about it. So I know a lot of people got the idea from him. I don't know where he got it from, but anyway. Thank you, T. Appreciate it. Yep, exactly, T. Doge will do what Doge does, independent of what the Russell 2000 is doing. And that's a great example. I don't dare risk farming. Yeah. You got to be careful, especially now with the price and staking and all of that. Yep, October 20th is the final deadline is October 20th, MGO. Always unstake during the bull run. I was locked in last bull run with ETH 2.0, staked on Binance, locked for 2 years. And then when it unstaked, it was worth less than when you put it in. Exactly. Yes, it's a mutual fund comprised of stocks. It's still stocks, which is different than crypto. Crypto can go on runs when stocks aren't. But I get it. I mean, there is a correlation there that exists in certain time periods. I get it. Markets all move together. The whole market's going up. Woohoo! Russell's going up. Doge, Bitcoin, ETH, whatever. Awesome. Love it. Hey, CDC, how are you? If you want a 10x now, well, buy now and hold long term. Exactly. You're not going to get it in the next 2 months. A 10x. Again, Bitcoin dominance and Russell 2000 have nothing to do with each other. Oh my God. I'm going to ban the word Russell on this channel. Oh, it's going to ban it. Hello, how are you? Bitfarms, Hive, Hut 8 running hard. The more you trade, the more trouble you're in. I don't know why people are they keep playing games, and you play games, you might get lucky 1 or 2 times, but you're eventually going to lose. It happens. Yep, and those short periods of time end up being during the alt season. And that's what we're looking for this summer. I mean, this fall for crypto, and it has nothing to do with the Russell. It'll run when it runs. It's not running because the Russell 2000 is up. That's all I'm saying. Okay. Sol, XRP, Doge all filed application for ET listing. Isn't Sol the earliest? No, it's not. I showed this before. Different perspective. Yes. Let me go into my bookmarks. Because I have it bookmarked here on X. Okay. There we go. It's this right here. So Litecoin is the next one. Now, there is a Solana ETF that's trading on there under Rex Osprey, but it's not the full legitimate ETF. I don't know how it got approved. I don't know what it is. But it's hardly being bought. But here are the final SEC deadlines according to Bloomberg Intelligence. And I trust these guys because they are the ones who followed the whole Bitcoin ETFs, the applications, the ETH ETF applications, and they had them all perfectly timed, and both of them followed the same deadlines. So Litecoin is the next one. Litecoin. October 2nd. Then Solana the week after on October 10th. Then it's XRP and Dogecoin on the 17th, and then Cardano on the 23rd. Those are the October final deadlines for SEC approval for those ETFs to start trading. It's not December. Oh, it's going to be just, no, it's right here. It's right here. So there you go. Got your average down to 21.8, buying on the dips. And we're right here at your average now, CDC. Yeah, I'm just expecting it to be fast, Matt. I don't think it's going to be a prolonged alt season. It's going to happen fast. 3-4 weeks, done. Everyone expecting September dump makes me think it's not going to happen, to throw everyone off. Reverse psychology, right? Now you're getting it. Total reverse psychology. I need the magnet again. Yeah, the last magnet didn't work out very well. Well, hello, Annie. How are you? Do you want to dance? Here you go.
All eyes on Doge. Big run up. To the moon. Whew. Doge still going up. All eyes on Doge. Still big run up. To the moon. Keep going up. Going up. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin. Up, movement in Doge. Dogecoin. Up. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin. Up, movement in Doge. Dogecoin. 42.60. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin.
There you go. All eyes on Doge. William, you're late, but you got here just in time for the song. A little dancing. Get us off our chairs, right? Got to dance. Hey, JP, how are you? What is the good Dogecoin or gold for long-term investment? Those are two completely different things, JP. Completely different things. But if you want to have, right, a varied portfolio, right, then have some gold and have some Dogecoin, right? Have both. XRP case will close officially. I don't follow XRP. I think it's all a scam. But that's just me. What do I know? That's how the Doge goes. Yeah, I covered it the past 2 days, solid, Miguel, on pullbacks. I've showed it on different charts, what's happened in history. Go back and watch. I've been covering it. I'm not going to go into it again. Doge will do what Doge does, but the big magnet helps. I had it up at 25 cents and it didn't go. It failed. 5x on the table. That'd be $1. I don't know from here. It's going to be really hard. I'm not the rocket boy like George, who just says, oh yeah, 5x, no problem. He can say that stuff. He doesn't care. I care. I care. Very disappointing poll result here, though. Very disappointing. %10 don't want the price of Doge to go up. Some poor guy named Russell is going to be so confused. Wait, why is my name blocked on this channel? Ban Russell, please. Ban, good for you. A link ETF. It was just filed, so it's going to be 240 days, most likely. It'll go the whole way. Yes, it's a deadline. It could go any time from now until that date. However, the Bitcoin ones were not early and the ETH was not early before the first one that came due. Now, there were some that were filed for later, but they bundled them all up and approved them at the same time. But the earliest filing went the full 240 days for both Bitcoin and ETH. And those dates I showed are from the earliest filings that were accepted. Those whatever those forms were, the 19B4. The 19B4 was acknowledged. That starts the clock for 240 days. So for Chainlink, once the 19B4 is acknowledged on the Chainlink application, then its 240 days will start. It's just how it works. I don't make up the rules. Yes, Amine. Another dump will happen next month. Pullback in September. Awesome, Mr. T. Duchess is in the house. Hello, hello. I have not been practicing the Dogecoin dance. I would hurt myself. But if Dogecoin starts going up huge in price, I will have to start learning my own dance. Is there an alternative reality? Is it going to be different this time around? It's a great question, Stephen. A lot of people talking about it with the ETFs and the governments and stablecoin legislation and all this stuff, right? That makes the crypto market different this time than it was 4 years ago. And all that is true. However, I'm still trading as if the end of the bull market is the end of 2025. And I will not be buying cryptocurrencies in October and November. I will not. I will be taking profits. And I don't know how clear I can be about it, but I will be taking profits. Last year, right, early December, people were saying, "Oh, Kriss, you got me to buy Dogecoin at 40 cents." And I'm just like, no, I didn't. I was taking profits. I sold Dogecoin. I told everybody I was selling Dogecoin. I was taking profits. And yet I still got blamed for convincing others to buy Dogecoin at 40 cents. When I never said that. We were talking about profit-taking strategies. And we're going to talk about that again. Starting about a month from now, we're going to begin that whole conversation again about profit-taking strategies. Not buying at the top of the market. Am I saying there are no 10x coins left in the market? No, I'm not saying that. There's going to be some odd token that's going to go 10x from today. Probably going to happen. But out of the hundreds of thousands and millions of crypto tokens, how do you know which one that's going to be? You don't. So I'm saying out of the top cryptos, none of them are going to go 10x for the rest of the cycle. That's what I'm saying. There'll be some odd one out there, some fart coin or a Pepe or something, but not fart coin or Pepe. Another one that's a low market cap now, that's going to get some momentum, and it's going to go crazy, and it might do a 10x. It's just a needle in the haystack, guessing which one that's going to be. That's what I'm saying. Release the list. There was no list. I don't know who voted what. I don't know who that was. It's not like the Epstein list, right? There's no list. 80 cents. Yeah, 4x. Doge goes a 4x to 80 cents. That'd be awesome. And we should celebrate that and not be disappointed. Too much leverage trading, keeping the price down. I know, right? And you get all these new long leverage out down here. And it just gives the exchanges and the market makers a target to point at. All these down here. We'll see next week. I'm just saying. We want it to go up, but we anticipate a pullback. Bada bing, bada bing. Hit the dang like button. There's no brokers here, JP. You just tune in every day. You watch the videos, you come in on the live streams, you ask questions, we talk. There's no broker. No broker. We just talk about the market, what's going on. You make the decisions on what you buy. You don't buy what other people tell you to buy. How much does Doge usually drop during a bear market? Forks? Great question. Let's go to this other chart where I do that without the volume in there. Let's go to the weekly. All right. So, yeah, I got a lot of stuff on here. Let me clean this up a little bit. All right. So from the top of 2021 all the way to the bottom, 90% drop. 90% drop. That's pretty bad, right? 90% drop. Now it's just Dogecoin. Not everything dropped 90%. Bitcoin went down like 70% or something. Let's look at 2017 market, right? From the top down to the bottom, 92%, 91%. So for the past two cycles, Dogecoin has gone down 90% in the bear market. Okay? Now, that's from the high. We don't know whether that's going to happen again or not, but that's what history tells you. History tells you 90%. Right? We can look at Bitcoin and we can say, what did Bitcoin do? Sure. Bitcoin went down from the top just to the bottom. I mean, it's the worst case, 77% for Bitcoin last cycle. And the cycle before? Sure. Let's take a look. On that one, from the top all the way to the bottom, 84%. Now, that's not to say 2026 is going to be a bear market, but I'm not holding on to my coins for another 80 to 90% drop. Not doing it. I'll keep some, small amount, stay in the game just in case, but I'm cashing out. Now, I already cashed out a lot, last January to buy the house. So I already did that. But now it's like the rest, I'm not round tripping another 4 years. Is that a guarantee? No. There's no guarantee that 2026 is going to be a bear cycle. I'm just not going to be holding a whole portfolio full of crypto into 2026. Maybe I'm leaving money on the table, right? Maybe crypto just keeps going up in 2026, but I preach the 4-year cycles. I've learned the 4-year cycles. That's what I'm doing. So I still have my magnet up here. Still up here, 25 cents, waiting. It's waiting patiently. The magnet is still on the chart. Got a ways to go. Yeah, I'm not gonna start working on the dance for the dollar Doge party and still Doge's price till it gets up there. Somebody will call me a sellout anyway. Isn't it? I know, I'm telling everybody. Hey, everybody, I'm selling crypto. I'm gonna sell. Sell out. I know, right? Nick? You can't win in this position, so. Well, I'm already winning, but I mean. Mr. T, you figured out Ryan. Yep. He's just having fun. Right. Possibly no dollar Doge this cycle. KrissPax, he'll sell 80% of his Doge around 70 cents. Exactly. And if Doge keeps going to $1, awesome. I'll still have 20% of my Doge in the game. Awesome. Happy for everybody. Happy for Dogecoin. But I'm not betting on it. Sui can be the next Sol. I don't think so. But I mean, Sol's had a good 10x run this cycle. It's actually 20x, right? From $10 to $200. But that's if you were buying in November of 2022, you could be buying Solana at $10. A lot of people made a lot of money in Solana. But from here, 2x maybe. Going to be a lot of profit taking. 69,420, good number. I know, I get it, Jay Johnson. I'm used to it. I'm used to it. Nope, I'm not saying the CME gap needs to be filled. I've been talking about that CME gap. It's always got to be filled. No, it doesn't. Nope. It does not. Will it eventually be filled? Maybe 2026. We get a dip down to 92K. Ha ha ha. 90% drop. It's a good buy for, yeah. I'll be buying. The bottom of the bear market, I will be buying again. So bada ding, sometimes Pengu moves higher than Doge, and sometimes Doge moves higher than Pengu. Okay? But not a bad deal to sell some on a green candle on one and roll it into a red candle on another. Not a bad strategy. So DW, so Silbert started shorting Dogecoin before Saturday Night Live happened, because it was that morning when he posted it that he opened up that big short. I doubt Dogecoin would have been going down as much, but it probably still would have. It probably still would have gone down. People were profit taking. Despite the heavy shorting, people were profit taking. But there were a lot of us who were just convinced Doge was going to $1. So, yeah, it was tough. Tough to watch that. But yeah, Barry Silbert opened the short that morning of Saturday Night Live. And then he tweeted out, "Yo, Doge peeps, time to sell your Doge and put it all into Bitcoin. And guess what happened? Bitcoin tanked too. Bitcoin went down too. Idiot. He got his comeuppance. It all depends on whether you're in a bull or a bear market. And I'm still believing in the 4-year cycles. I don't know whether that's exactly going to play out or not. I don't know, but I'm not betting against the 4-year cycles this time. A better strategy than wanting a 10x is to take profit whenever you make 10%. If you reinvest that at a good price drop 32 times, yeah. Except, Anthony, the price doesn't always drop lower. You take your 10% profit, and guess what? It keeps going up. Look at Crow. Look at Crow. Somebody an hour ago said I should be selling this, right? And guess what's happening? It's just going higher. Right? It's just going higher. If I sold that back here, waiting for a drop, a 10% drop to buy in lower, this is what can happen. It can just keep going higher. That's where the swing trading strategy just totally messes you up right there. And it's happening with Crow right now. Family, smash the like. Starship test tonight. We'll see what happens. I was watching it last night. It was a bummer. They get down to 40 seconds and then there's a big cloud overhead. It's like big cloud. They can't they can't take off when there's a cloud. I didn't get that. It says it's about safety, but I'm like, an anvil cloud? Is that what it was called? I'm like, it was a cloud. They got to do better. The difference between this cycle and last is the administration we were stuck with, suppressing everything. Don't see things dropping 90% again. Well, until they do, Stephen, until they do. And it's going to be a hard lesson when it happens. No guarantees, but it'll be a hard lesson. Institutional adoption is starting. Crypto market is going to double or triple. How can we be bearish? We're not bearish. Not for the next few months. But after that, we don't know. Again, this is just what I'm doing. I'm looking at the charts and I'm telling you what I'm doing. I can't 100% accurately predict the market. Imagine that, right? I don't know what 2026 is going to be. I'm just saying with my investing, I'm not holding all of my crypto in 2026. That's all. Look at this Crow token go. Yeah, and Adam, and they talked about it during the countdown too for the flight launch about the different year timelines that they have for when they're going to start transporting things to Mars. It's like, wow, they have this all planned out. Crazy. If you're into crypto, you're a winner already, unless you bought the top. And I hear a lot of negativity from people. Oh, you made me buy at 40 cents. I was like, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. Oh. Yours was $274 for the mining rig. Tariff duty charges, $274. You just noticed in the All Eyes on Doge song, I mentioned 42 and 69. Is that a hit? They're just numbers. They're just numbers. I said the numbers. They ended up in the song. How's Snoopy? He's right there. You see him right there. He's peeking right around the corner, right there. Snoops is there. He's right there. He's always with me. But we also got the Pax cat hanging out. Hi, everybody. See, he looked up. Aw. Hey, buddy. Yep. I know, the magnet's up there. Still waiting. Still waiting. I'm holding my wallet stash in case 2026 doesn't go as expected. Everyone has a plan until they get punched in the mouth. I like that one. I like that one. That's good. I rode it. I rode that Doge all the way up and all the way back down. Well, not all the way back down. I bought it at 2 cents. It went up to 73 cents and then all the way back down to 5 cents. That's quite a ride. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing that again. You had 160,000 and didn't sell? Yeah, I had 500,000. Didn't sell. All the way up, all the way back down. Was the big drop to grab liquidity? Absolutely, it was. So we're looking at the Crow token right now, just as this was an example of why you don't swing trade. Big green candle going up, you sell. Oh, I'll buy back in when it goes back down. Oh, nope, not going back down yet. This is looking pretty strong, actually. Just going up higher. Hey, Mike, been absent, new work schedule. I get it. Nice of you to stop in, though. I hope we get an all-time high this cycle before the end of the year. 75 cents, that'd be awesome. Awesome. Good news? Not especially. Just, I mean, overall, crypto is good news. It's just the market makers don't want you to win all the time, so they'll drop the price. I want to buy land on Mars with Doge. You know, I really don't want anything to do with Mars. I'm just one of those guys. I don't want anything to do with Mars. So I'm good. I don't even know who's paying for all that. Like, who's paying for all of these rockets to Mars? We all thought Doge was going higher. Tariffs tore the price down. Well, market economy, right? Fear of what the tariffs were going to do. It's going to drop us into a recession. Have you seen a recession? I haven't. Have you seen the recession around? Pax Cat, have you seen the recession? I haven't seen it. I mean, we all kind of felt like we thought we were in a recession already last year. And the market wasn't great. But this year, lower energy costs, but fear of tariffs and what they're going to do to prices and inflation. And it was just like, that was enough FUD in the market to make the prices drop. And it did. And it did. You're at 200,000 Crow coins. That is nice. Today's a good day for your portfolio for 200,000 Crow. Yeah. No Mars. I like bees and trees. I like breathing the air on the planet. Personally, I kind of like breathing the air on the planet. Can't do that on Mars. No, thank you. No, thank you. Trump had a cabinet meeting that was public today. That's all I knew, and I didn't listen in. Long-term, tariffs are a good thing. Short-term, fear in the market. What's going to happen? Oh, we can't lower interest rates because fear of what tariffs are going to do to inflation. Yeah. With 50,000 Doge as well, you got to have diversity in your portfolio. That's a good portfolio. Crow and Doge, maybe a little Bitcoin too. Redskins. Fake. It's all fake. Love it. I love it. It's all fake. Elon's mission to Mars spaceship should be called Doge Force One. Yeah, I don't know what Elon's going to do with Doge. I think the whole Department of Government Efficiency thing kind of wore him out on the name, unfortunately. That's too bad. My Crow is all dust, worth around $200. But you've got some Pepe on crypto.com. Yeah, I have Pump. I've got Pump.fun token, and I've got Peak on crypto.com. And I think that's where my Pengu is also. Yes. Yeah, so Crow, Pengu, Peak, Pump, and Doge. Those are the 5 cryptos that I hold on crypto.com. I'll buy Crow next cycle. Even start my Binance again. I think Binance is coming to America. The big bad Binance is coming. It'll be interesting to see what they do with futures trading on Binance in America. Are they going to open it up for American citizens, KYC and all, to do leverage trading? That'll be interesting. You got $100 worth of Crow this morning? Now at 21. Yep, the BBB. A baseball team named the Dodgers would be, oh no, Dozers. You had OG Binance in 2017? Yeah, but they were doing bad things. CZ went to jail because of the bad things that they did. But now it's like, CZ's great. No worries, right? CZ's awesome. Oh, God. So where are we at now? Bitcoin just hanging up here at 111 now. That's good. ETH going to make another run for 4,600. Solana going to make another run for 200. Cardano, everything's kind of doing the same right now. Litecoin, all the same. XRP is over $3. Had a nice little pump here. Over $3. Bonk is down. Yeah, me too, William. Bonk is down. All crypto is the U.S. Western central banks trying to maintain their control as the dollar gradually loses its spot. Well, I mean, that's why the United States is trying so hard to legitimize stablecoins backed by the U.S. dollar. It's to keep the dollar in play for global trade. That's what it's about with stable coins based on the dollar. So, naughty CZ. I know, right? And he'd just put up his 4 fingers and say FUD, right? And it'd be like, nope, you were doing bad things. I'm not worried about tariffs. I'm spending more money than before and throwing 10 to 20% into Doge. There you go. It is what it is. I haven't looked into Tom Lee's treasury company. Nope. I have what I have left already, all in the market. I don't have extra money to start buying something else. But that's just me. What was the actual Crow news? Anything you like 2013. I never did see the actual news of what caused Crow to jump up like that. Yeah, Billy Marcus is he tweets a lot. He tweets a lot every day. He just got exposure because he did this interview with Avalanche, and the Avalanche thing got posted, and we talked about it earlier on the stream here. So this is a Billy Marcus. So the interview got posted, and it was all over X. And so Billy's usually pretty busy on his X account. I know. People have these unrealistic expectations of Solana too, just like XRP. And it's just like there's such unreasonable market caps at those big prices. I know. And we were buying Dogecoin in April at 13 cents, weren't we? Thank you to the tariffs. That's what you do. You take advantage of the dips and you buy on the people say, oh, you always say buy on the dips. Because it works. I don't know. You tell me. It works. And Daniel waiting for that XRP to 10x. Oh, yeah. Come on, XRP. 10x, baby. $30 XRP. It's coming. No, it's not. How are we feeling today? Hoping for a big ETH recovery? I'm not expecting it. Right now, I'm expecting just kind of bounce around in this range. Spending less, investing more. I'm spending less, investing some, paying taxes with the other. Yes. Paying taxes, DB. Can you imagine that? I have my next tax payment due the middle of September. Quarterly taxes. It's coming. So people wonder why I'm not buying on the dips, because I got a big ass tax bill to pay. Google it. Big news. Too much to list. Sure. Kronos. Crypto.com. Top stories. Trump media firm raises $6.4 billion to invest in Crypto.com's digital token. Well, there you go. Trump is buying Crow tokens. While Crypto.com takes $50 million in DJT stock as part of a partnership that makes the Kronos token central to Truth Social's rewards system. Wow. That's big news. That's pretty big news. And with that, big pump. Oh, glad I have some of that. Not as much as you anything, but goodbye on your part. Trump, yeah, got it. Crow Trump Media, thank you. I missed that news this morning. Too busy doing other stuff. Be careful, new Crow boys. People like me with Crow house money are in at 6.8 cents. Be smart. Your exit liquidity. Yeah, we still got a couple months though. Go. Sell to top. I like your name. Sell to top. Sell to top. Good name. Yeah, we're going higher though. Crow is a pump and dump. That's for sure. Starship Flight 10 test. Hope there's clear skies. I'll be tuning in tonight. Brilliant investing made you pay a little more in taxes. It's still winning. It is winning, but you got to have the money to pay the tax man. You still got to pay the taxes. So that's why I cannot invest more. I took profits with what I had in order to pay for the house, and the rest, it's going to taxes. I've been able to pick up little bits. In April, I had some cash when Doge was down at 13 cents. And I bought more on other dips at 15, 16, and even 21 cents, just with little bits that I had. And I've been able to move some other things around to be able to have a little fun with Pengu and Pump.fun and Bonk, right? But none of it is anywhere near what I had the previous 2 years when I had the big portfolio. I know. Can somebody just already take a Dogecoin to the moon and let's get it done? I know, right? Just get it done. Take a Dogecoin with you, put it on the moon, and all right, we got Dogecoin on the moon. Awesome. Let's just do it. If you're paying tax, you're making money. That is true. Yeah, I just didn't have the time. I got my morning video done, and then it was like straight to work. I had work to do. I did catch a little bit of the BitBoy live stream at 11:30 though, and man, what a fiasco that was. I was curious though what he would sound like, and it was ridiculous. It just was ridiculous. He had no clue what was going on. Clueless. Because I mean, he hasn't been around. He's been in jail, right? He's not able to like keep up on the crypto market because he was in jail. And he's like, I keep telling you guys you should have bought Bitcoin at 108. No, you didn't. You couldn't keep telling us that. Because why? Because you were in jail. I'm happy he's out of jail. I wish him well. I hope he gets his life back together. I wish that for everybody. But man, don't come on pretending to be a crypto expert when you haven't even been around. That's all I say. He should take care of himself first. He probably needs the money, right? He probably needs the money. He's got a big YouTube channel. He starts making content, right? He'll get the ad revenue going. That's his income. I get it. He just doesn't know anything right now. He hasn't been around. Oh, yeah, the smoke signals were definitely there before. He was off the wire completely. Completely off the wire. And we were watching it happen. It was just like, man, what a train wreck. But I'm happy for AJ and J Chains, right? They got their own channels now. They're successful in their own way, doing their own thing. They don't have to rely on Ben anymore. Awesome for them. You know, they're good guys. They're not anti-Ben. They just are pro themselves. They were looking out for themselves because they saw what was happening with Ben. So I don't blame them. I don't blame them at all. Yep, straight out of jail. And then it's just like, and every negative comment in the chat was getting deleted by a moderator. Somebody was there just deleting every negative comment in the chat. And there were even some good ones too that I thought, for the part that I was watching, that weren't really negative. They were just kind of wishing Ben well, but hoping that he takes the time for himself. Because, and also saying the same thing I just said was, he's not been around. He doesn't know what's going on in crypto right now. Deleted, immediately deleted. And then the 2 videos that he made, you look at the comments there, there's hardly any comments there because they've all been deleted because they're all like, man, what is he doing? But I get it. That's his job, right? So, I mean, he could go get a real job, but he won't. His ego will get in the way. But God, the way he was talking during that live stream, it's like, you got to be listening to me. And I'm just like, really? Really? The pinger just went off. What do we got? XPL. I don't even know what that is. What's XPL, guys? XPL. XPL. There's an XPLA, XPL Tether, perpetual contract. Well, somebody's shorts got taken out on that thing. Yeah, XPLs. Huge money in XPL. $3 million, $3 million, $2 million. Who the hell is shorting this thing for millions of dollars? Wow. I don't even know what this is. XPL. And it's getting shorted for millions of dollars. And they're just wiping them out. Wow. Something on Hyperliquid. So Hyperliquid is showing up here now. It didn't used to be here. They must have set up an API that CoinGlass is now grabbing for Hyperliquid. Wow. Well, XPL, big time. Shorts, millions of dollars. Doge making a run for 22 cents. Yep. I see it, Ryan. I see it right here. You like the ping? Got the pinger going. Got the pinger going. They'll be crying in their Lambos too. Hey, who's shorting XPL for millions of dollars on a Hyperliquid? Oh my God. Just throwing money away. Throwing money away. So we got to save that. What else is going on? Institutions purchased over 100 million Doge in the last 24 hours. Not true. This guy, investment CEO, is always posting things that aren't true. Always. Straight dog. Say. Interesting. Well, we'll be checking in on all of that, but it's so close. Someone got a hot XPL tip. I know. The God candle on Doge taking out all those shorts. That will be awesome. Ping, a ping, a ping. Yeah, Mars, I saw you were on BitBoy's live stream earlier. The small time I was watching, Ben was going through the top cryptos on CoinGecko, and he mentioned Dogecoin. And you commented, I saw you. You mentioned Doge. It's just Ben being Ben. Doesn't know anything. Those were BTC shorts that just got wiped out. That's what we just had. Yeah, Bitcoin going up. Those were just Bitcoin shorts. Yep, Mars. You were probably like me, just curious, right? Curious. What is this guy going to be like on a live? I was curious. If you can find the ping sound, you'll set it as the KrissPax notification sound. I'm worried 2026 will end up being the top. October feel too early. I know, but you get trapped then. So we'll talk about different strategies. Maybe you only sell some in October and you wait longer with the rest. But I don't know. I don't know. What's up, Harold? How are you? Welcome. What kind of job would I have to have in order to live in different states and move every 6 to 12 months? A truck driver. I don't know. There's going to be a lot of openings for truck drivers once they clear out all of the illegals. Can't wait to get paid tomorrow. Maybe I'll buy on the green candle and create good vibes. Hey, that's what I did for Bitcoin. The big green candle at the top. A lot of strength building for Doge, RSI, bullish divergence. Awesome. Let's do it. Have I looked at the AMC chart? It's in the basement. And it's going to stay in the basement. Nobody trusts Aaron Allen anymore. Nobody trusts the guy. That's why. Too much dilution. Remember, he made the ape stock and then ended up rolling that all into AMC. And then he did a split, and it's like all garbage. Garbage. I won't be buying this. Will not be buying this. Yeah, that is at a time when everything else is going up and you're looking at this stock going down. Look at the past year. In the past year, this stock is down over 40%. In the past 12 months, this stock is down 40%. And during that time, the S&P 500, during that same time frame, let's get to August. Oh, I got to change to a different time frame. to get to August. There we go. The S&P 500 from 1 year ago, which would be about right there, to now is up 15%. So AMC down 40%, but the S&P is up 15%. I'm so glad I sold that AMC stock that I had. Got out of it, will never buy it again. Garbage. Absolute garbage. And look at S&P almost back up to its all-time high. Nice little run this afternoon. That's sweet. You can do it with your job. Just move around, Ryan. Yeah, but why is he wanting to do that? Why is he wanting to do that? I'm a truck driver. Don't do it. Having my own place in each place that I go, an apartment or loft. I always wondered about how the heat map data works. If the data collected from exchanges, then what about user confidentiality? It doesn't matter. It's just user X, user Y, user number, whatever. It's in the API on the data that there are trades being made. And it's just the trade itself. It's not the identity of the people making the trade. That's what it's pulling from. Okay? That's all it is. It's just data. Just got here. Which stock is down? AMC. The AMC crap stock. So many people are holding it, just waiting for it to go back up, and it's not going to happen. You don't even go to AMC anymore. Terrible decision with the ape, the gold mine, all of that. Exactly. Nice theaters too. Big comfy red chairs, like all that. It's a nice place to see a movie. I can't remember the last movie I saw. I mean, we were going to go see Superman, and then my son ended up going with a buddy of his, and I never saw it. I'll see it on Netflix or something. That probably would have been a good movie to see in the theater, but I just haven't gone to the movies. When Roaring Kitty comes back. Oh no, when he came back, the volume went off the charts. For GameStop. I guess AMC did kind of follow it, didn't it? But that was all GameStop. Roaring Kitty. He ran the stock into the dust. You want a Cybertruck? You could live out of that. Yeah, at some point in time, though, you're going to want a home. Most likely, you're going to want a home. Yeah, that AMC chart is horrific. A Doge movie channel like Netflix. Paid monthly with Doge, of course. What's the yellow line? That's 22 cents. That's the 22-cent mark. I have each penny marked up because Doge likes to trade from penny to penny. So we're watching 22 cents. How is that company still not bankrupt? Because they stole your money. That's how. They stole your money. We will have a drop, Levi, sometime in September, most likely next week. You saw Scarlet, the Dino movie? I just couldn't do it. I was like, I can't go see another one of those. I know you're a dinosaur fan. I just couldn't do it. Was it worth seeing for you? And did you enjoy, what did you enjoy more, Scarlet or the dinos? Pretty good movie, had a lot of comedy. Rather see movies at home, kick back. I agree. The Dumb Money movie was good. What will it be this time? Oh, yes. I did. Went and saw Minecraft. My son dragged me to that. So that was in the spring. We did see the Minecraft movie. Yep, that's the last movie I saw. Thank you for reminding me. It was the Minecraft movie. How quickly I forgot. Chicken Jockey. I forgot that too. Some say Doge could reach $5. Yeah, in 2032. You got to be patient. Hi, Cat. What you doing, buddy? Huh? What you doing, buddy? I'm in the middle here. He's like, pay attention to me, Dad. Can I give you a tutorial on the CME gap? Well, not 2 minutes worth. And there are others that will do it much better than me. But now I got to find it again. Oh, don't step on my keyboard, dude. Ah, you stupid cat. Let's try that again. Here we go. So this is futures. And we've got futures. We've got gaps here. So these gaps happen between Friday and Monday. There are gaps that happen. In other words, the futures trading here is only Monday through Friday. And then there's a gap between the end of trading on Friday and the beginning of trading on Monday. There's also smaller gaps overnight, like right here. We do have a small gap that has just been created. I see that right now. There are probably people already talking about it, but right there, there's a gap. And that's all it is. It's when trading ends and when trading begins, it creates this gap. To me, it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. CME gaps do not need to be filled. All right? It's just coincidence. It has nothing to do with anything. It's just a moment in time when trading stopped and trading started. There's a difference in the price. That does not mean the price needs to go back and revisit it and fill the gap. I just noticed there's another one down here that people weren't talking about right there. Look at that. Right there, 103. The big one is down here. 93. That's the one everybody's talking about, was that one. And identified it with these red lines on this chart here. And I'm like, yeah, Bitcoin's not going to go back and fill that gap. But that's all it is. But people make a big deal out of it, and so I showed it on the chart. But in reality, it doesn't mean anything. It just doesn't. So on the daily chart, Doge is making a nice recovery from 3 red days, back in the green, shooting up towards 22 cents. Got my magnet up here at 25. You zoom out and you look at it, and the chart actually isn't that bad, guys. It's not that bad. It's just, like I said, the summer of chop, right? It's just choppy, but it's not that bad. People getting all upset, and I'm like, actually, this isn't too bad. To be honest, the dinos. I kind of thought you would say that, right? Oh, Levi, I've been talking about it for 2 days solid. Go watch my video this morning. Go watch my video yesterday or the live stream from yesterday. I can't get into it again. I've said it way too many times. Sorry, but a double top, Anthony? Well, that's going to be the first thing we want to look for, right? It's 48 cents. So that's going to be a key price this fall if Doge gets up to 48 cents. Whether it goes higher or not, we got to see what's going on. Don't know, but you might want to plan on maybe taking a little slice of profit at 48 cents. Maybe. NVIDIA earnings tomorrow. I don't keep up with it. Yeah, I don't. I used to do a lot of the stock swing trading and used to keep up with all those earnings calls, and I just don't keep up with that anymore. Too much going on. I don't have time. But I mean, it's good to know that that's coming tomorrow and see what happens. I own a little bit of NVIDIA stock, not a lot. We'll just see what happens. But right now, it's just, I mean, if NVIDIA earnings are bad and it tanks the whole stock market, crypto market would probably go down. But I think the news is all pretty good. On the chip front, it's all very good. So I'm not expecting that. There's a lot of talk I see in the news about the separate chip that they were making for China, and then now they're not making it. So there's a little uncertainty there. But yeah, NVIDIA always sinks after earnings. Does that happen? Does that happen? Last earnings call was here. It went down for a day and then it recovered, and then 2 days later it was right back up. Before that, yep, there was a big pullback that time. February's was bad. Last August was bad. There was a big dump there. November's, yeah, kind of went down too. You're right, Dino. There is a pattern. May 2024, it went up. So that one went up. So yeah, mixed bag, but more down than up. So yeah, we may see a red candle tomorrow. Earnings call. Wednesday. We'll see. NVIDIA stock, though, has been awesome, hasn't it? I mean, crazy, right? We're going to get 22 cents for Doge. We're going to make it. Looks like we're a little tired right here, just before. Hey, Sunshine. I'm 1,000% on my NVIDIA investment from 2021. Sweet. Thanks for the morning video. You're welcome. Big news soon. We're just waiting. ETFs are kind of the big thing right now. That's not till October. There's all this other stuff going on that I talked about at the beginning of the live stream that's going on with Doge. But in the end, we just want the price to go up, right? All right. Looks like Starship launch is about an hour from now for those interested in that. Other than that, we'll see where we are tomorrow. I'll be live again tomorrow night, tomorrow afternoon. So join in. Hope everyone has a great night. And we'll see you next time.
Dogecoin, which started as a complete joke, has like skyrocketed to not a joke anymore. It hit an all-time high of almost 10 cents yesterday, but it was so minuscule you wouldn't have understood why you have millions of shares.
Didn't Elon tweet that too?
And arguably, the most entertaining outcome and the most ironic outcome would be that Dogecoin becomes the currency of Earth in the future.